Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to demand you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of a president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 383rd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace, here on Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I will be your host once again in this weekly series of workshops that's been ongoing continuously for the last 382 weeks. And once again, we have the pleasure of being joined with members and support members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's show. So, without further ado, let's get the show ready and begin.
Hello, my dear Rick. Thank you. And all the love always, always, always. Thank you, my dear. And welcome, welcome to Swagatam into the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute and organization. Welcome to the beautiful energy of all loving beings all over universal. Welcome to peace, love, and abundance. Home. Welcome to Swagatam. And I will say few words about, well, as we move with courage, we all move with courage, that what we carry, what we desire, what we understand become us. So we trust the road of peace and love, and we are becoming. We are now peace and love. We all of us are us. So thank you for being always here, my dear beautiful soul, with all the love, abundance, and peace with your heart and soul for all living beings, all souls in existence. I'm so grateful. So gratitude. Always be in love, be in peace, and the blessings of Ma. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Next, we have the wishes, and I'll remind our audience that we'll have a full minute of silence in order to allow you to activate and contemplate the wish. I think we begin with Moshfek.
Okay. As the majority of the Earth population are peaceful, we, the Universal Council, elevate the rest of them to reposition and replace themselves for peace. And the time is now.
I can read. We, the Universal Council, create a black hole forestall any conflict and reaching total peace in all universe.
But thank you, Lisbeth. Sorry, I couldn't open the microphone time. Sorry.
Brother Stefania.
We, the Universal Council, wish the gold is extracted from the ICS and no war plane will fly and warship become floating buff and submarine will not operate and no bullet will come out of the guns of TIEP.
We, the Universal Council, create condition to eliminate any weapon and military army in all universe can cancel in the RNA of man and any wrongdoing.
We, the Universal Council, create condition for the Keshe Foundation to reach its target to go to the next level to a permanent peaceful planet in the next few weeks.
We, the Universal Council, through our collective energies, create the conditions for the beginning of the end of the misrepresentation of the Keshe cosmic ray plasma technology across all social medias and throughout all scientific communities of the humanity.
Hello, it's Mehran's Universal Council support for Farsi language. So I welcome you. I hope that the program today would be enriching and joyful for you. We talk mostly about soul. That's the part which was hidden, and now we know that's the most important. And we even know that there are a lot of things we didn't know. We didn't know about even the time of soul. How much is our soul? How old is our soul? And we are gradually learning how to use our soul with technology, which is something new on the planet Earth. We learn how to change the factors of creation and getting close to creation of God with humbleness and knowing that the more we learn, the more we know that there are still things to know. And we know that if we want to understand and be guided in true knowledge, we have to take care of our soul. We have to follow good thinking, good act, good talk. We have to follow unconditional love to solve all problems. And we have to be ready to serve. So with these factors, little by little, we get to detachment, because when we have more knowledge of the true value, then we can choose which one will stay with us. And then we choose. And how can we get to the true happiness, the true trust that is always with us, even though there is nobody with us, there is nobody supporting us, and how we can create our future, how our emotions or needs, if we know how to use it, help us to create the future realities for us. Step by step, you are getting to it. And one of the things which can do good to us is what Mr. Keshe said, I love you, my soul. I live you, and I love with you, and I adore you. So with all that we say, as we have different habits in our physical life, material life, maybe it's good to hear it more often, that every time we learn it another way, with another depth of knowledge. What else I should say about the soul connection? We use our souls to connect to each other. We know that our souls are equal. Each one is having a soul which is like any other soul. As says Mr. Keshe, if you say if you stay in the outside of planet and you see the planet, you see the shine of the souls, and you cannot see the difference between who is who, what they do, or what. So we are all the same. And we are made in the image of God if we know who we are really. And that's what we are really. So we take a break. We just open a parenthesis in our lives. Just let the flows of energy and blood and everything goes correctly. And breathe calmly and just let go of every thought and just let go of everything. Now we connect our souls somewhere with others. If you just decide to do that, the soul would go to where we want. And we together wish to give to the soul of the leaders of the world, those who create wars for power, for riches in this world, those who sacrifice everything spiritually for getting more and more and more and leave it for others to spend it not the way they want. So we give to their soul. They are thirsty, they are hungry. We give to them. And as our goal is the peace and good of the humanity, so the more we give, the more our soul elevates. The soul elevates when we do something good. We think something good. We talk something good. So we elevate our souls instead of doing nothing mentally, spiritually. We give to those who are creating mayhem, and we feed them. We feed our friends like we feed our enemies. When we feed them, then they come to themselves like somebody who's waking up and see what they are doing. And then they take care of themselves, not by our punishment. So we just think of peace in the world. We give from our soul to these people. Each one knows some of them. And continue giving to them for the prosperity of man as it deserves. Thank you very much.
And of course, you're all invited to repeat the same process on a daily basis until we reach the permanent peaceful position on this planet that we can go to the next step. So the Universal Council invites the Keshe family and the Universal Council family in unifying at the soul level every time and every day at 9 p.m. Central European time or Central European Summer Time, to give freely from our soul, to connect and elevate all leaders to work as one soul in one direction with Mark Ray Corporation and Keshe Foundation to achieve peace through technology in exchange for peace as one nation, one planet, one race. So if you enjoyed our little test or this collective elevation in a way, and this is what I think we're at this point, we have not reached the collective awareness of the souls to give to create that condition of peace. And when we do, and it doesn't have to be everybody, but when we do, we will see the peace manifest itself. So this collective awareness is important. But again, it's you who has to open that door on this energy side of you and explore it. And again, this is not a formal meeting. This is just individual entities gathering on the energy level to elevate the souls of world leaders, religious leaders, scientific community. You can actually put anything in there you'd like. But the reason we're doing it collectively is because we all generate, in a way, different fields. And those combination of fields may lead to the correct combination that certain souls will pick up and then apply that to the physicality that they're residing in. And this will cause a position of change. So it's up to us to bring this. As Mr. Keshe said, he could do it in 1 second, but we have to bring it as a humanity that we will keep it. So this is really exploring your energy side. And of course, that's mostly not acknowledged by most of us. We're so heavily weighted on the physical side, but through the physicality, and I tried working that way to get changes done on this planet, better policies, less war. But in the matter state, it seems to be all sort of the game is rigged, but we're also rigging the game in a way. We're using many of the systems of mankind to bring the peace, which I'm sure you'll see in the future. But it's you to open that door of your energy side and realize that we all have a mother connection through the creator, as your soul is built on top of and above the soul of the creator. So we have an immediate connection to any entity with a soul. And all living beings, or even beings that we wouldn't consider living, have that soul, and we can interact with them. But again, this seems like a fantasy, and we think it should have been explained to us if this was real. How come nobody seems to know? But actually, just the opposite has happened. They've hidden your energy dimension from you. So now it's up to us, in a way, to collectively work together at this point in time. And again, you can just take 1 second, 1 nanosecond. You can take 1 minute. And your physicality, as I understand it, is not involved in this process. So you can be climbing a mountain, making dinner, working at your job, and still operate in both the physicality and the energy dimension. And I think Mr. Keshe alluded to this. We understand and we operate as universal teachers in both dimensions. We understand the physicality and we understand the energy, and we operate in both. But right now, we're just opening up this, or the Keshe Foundation is, in a way, in a large way, opening up this mystery of the matter state of the entity to its energies. And of course, it's up to you to really open that door and follow through. So you're all invited to participate. And as we can see with the current events, we haven't quite gotten there yet, but this is just another sign that we need more people to join. So if it's your wish to see peace, path of peace is made very clearly, as we heard in the opening video. It's the soul of the collective awareness, that energy of the collective awareness, by giving or giving emotions in a way, will create a position of change. No other thing. So working through the matter state, as I tried, is rather fruitless in a way, in so many ways, but working on the energy dimension, we have a direct connection. That doesn't mean the cake will come out of the oven in 1 minute. You'll still have to bake it and the time has to go by, but this is a process of learning about ourselves and also elevating others. Remember, the stronger feeds the weaker. And of course, this whole process, as you nourish others through your energy, remember the magnetical and gravitational travel in opposite directions. So as you nourish others, you actually are nourishing yourself in the same sort of process. So again, we invite you all to join us. We need more people to realize that they do have an energy dimension and they can operate on it, in it. And once we reach that collective awareness, we'll see the change. And this, I think, this understanding of your energy side will be used very greatly in the energy dimension. And this is what we're talking about, traveling in space in the new systems and exploring the universe on the energy side. Of course, there'll be some physicality as well. And we're pretty good with the physicality, but the energy side, we're not trusting in. So this is all a process to help bring the planet to a permanent peaceful condition, but also elevating your own soul in the process. Remember, the key is the elevation of the soul to serve and not to be served. And that's why we're here. So you're all invited to join on a daily basis. And again, we can extend this to more than once a day, but it's up to you. How much of the reactor do you want to use to, in a way, elevate the rest? But collectively, we approach this at 9 p.m. Central European time or Central European time. So calculate, ask your soul to remind you. And so many days I've looked at the clock. My time is 3 o'clock p.m. And I see it's just about that time, or it's just a couple minutes after, and I participate in this process. So ask your soul to remind you. The soul loves to work, and it does work on the energy dimension. And again, it's finding out more about yourself and elevating the others in this service to wherever you are, that others do better, even if they do better than you're doing. It's fine. So thank you all for listening, and consider participation. Doesn't cost anything. It's free, and you start to explore your energy side, as I said. Thank you all, and we continue to wish for peace.
Well, thank you, Mark. And speaking of participation, our next video clip here will be the Universal Council invitation to be part of the Universal Council. And it's an extract from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Mr. Keshe. Just prepare that and we'll have a listen to the invitation.
There's something which I should have made an announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they served during the 60 years. They are there till 61. To run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally. And we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation or send the email to info@keshe.foundation. Say, I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Rick. I also want to add that please, from every corner of the world, every corner of this planet, please represent your community as a universal council, language as a universal council, a peaceful soul as a universal council, so that the flow of the river will go on, the flow of the peace, love will go on, and everybody will be in peace ultimately. And there will be no war anymore. Never. So please do join. This is so in need. This beautiful energies that are, we have to understand that we are beings of light. We are beings of love and light. So we welcome you to this beautiful energy of Universal Council support and Universal Council members. So please do join from every corner of this planet. Every dust also needs, a particle of dust also needs it. Well, I will say transmutation now. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Please do join. Please do join. Thank you so much. And also we invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council to send us your questions to be answered live each week and on the needs of your community. As we are developing, and it will be updated very soon, the Universal Council page, and then you can directly ask the Universal Council members and the Universal Council support members what you need, what you want to share. So for now, please do share and discuss, start a discussion and ask questions, as we are all knowledge seekers, beautiful souls. In our ability, we will try to answer in a way. So please have your share, discussion and comments in different language telegrams of Keshe Foundation. And please do join the Telegram group. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salam.
Next, we have the commandments, the completion of the missing commandments by Mr. Keshe. And we're on number 17 here now. Thou shalt be at peace with oneself, with thy neighbor, his tribe, and tribes.
Yes, thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. The missing commandment, that's beautiful, created by, given to us by Shriman Mehran Tavakoli Keshe. So, a universal and beautiful soul. So, thou shalt be at peace with oneself, with thy neighbor, his tribe and tribe. As it was said that if we walk with courage, As courage is the virtue of the heart, what you desire, what you want, what you understand becomes you. So this, and then uh, when you understand this peacefulness, this desire of peace, this desire of you want to be in peace, especially this time, in this beautiful times, I will say, when it is come inside and meet with you. What is you? That is you, the true self. And then you understand, when you understand peace, then every cell of your body, every energy body, every condition, in every level, the peace is understood. So when we say we are in peace, then there is peace. And peace with your neighbor, your tribe, and tribe. And this is also a truth that when we say peace, and when you are walking with courage in the path of peace, then I have used the word courage because from in this physicality, many manifestation has been taken and is going on now. And in this peaceful process, we eliminate the word death. There should be no death. Death is also not acceptable in universe because this is not true. So when people are causing, when you are walking with your tribe who are peaceful, when you are walking with your neighbors who are peaceful, and then those who are making mayhem in your side, people are getting killed, then what you do? In this peace process, you have to eliminate them also. Anyway, this is also creating peace like a mother, and this is also a process to attain, to understand peace, that you should not create mayhem. You have no right to kill anybody, a single dust piece also. You have no right to do that. And this is the universal law. This is the ethos of Mitra. So you have to follow the rules of the universal law and understand peace is the only way to come out, as the whole humanity needs it. No more killing. So it has to be, you have to understand that to create this peace, to create this manifestation of peace and love, there should be no shadows anymore. There should be no history of this war and all this mayhem anymore. We have to detach from this. And detaching doesn't mean that you are sitting somewhere and you are detached because like you want to be. You have to manifest that also. This is also comes in the process of peace with your neighbor, with your tribe. So I will say, thou shalt be at peace. Then you shall be at peace. You will be at peace with yourself, with thy neighbor, this tribe, and tribe. When you say, I am very kind and I want to feed the beggar outside that road, I'm so kind, but I want to feed. I have everything, but I can't go there. This is unreal. You have to go. Give them. If you are capable to go, you're able to go. You have to go and give the beggar the person wanted to have some food. Without, he will die. Without some water, he will die. Then you have to go to create this peace within yourself. So this is the way we have to manifest peace. If peace, hindering peace, the souls, those are the physical people, those who are not understanding the need of peace, that every soul will survive. Every being will survive. Every being has to be living. Nobody should die. This is the ethos of Mitra, a loving mother. She doesn't want her children to die again because from eons it has been happening. So if you understand, how can she be in peace? So this is the last time. This is the end moment. These shadows, these created mayhem, the people have to we transmute them in pure white light back to the source. And here is peace, my dear beautiful soul. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute, my dear. Anybody wants to say any beautiful soul wants to say?
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sweta.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sweta. It's Dean here representing the English language as Universal Council support. I'd like to say, like the last commandment, this one's very important. They all are. They all have a great significance and meaning when the intention is understood. So thou shalt be at peace with oneself. And I think this is the moment where you stand before yourself. And are you at peace? Really at peace with yourself? Or do you stand before yourself and have this conversation, which is outside of yourself, which is the interaction of the matter state of the physical being, the brain? Because when you connect on a soul level, as was spoken about just now, you get to another position. It's only peace. So it means that mankind is still being very physical. And these commandments are all about the physicality and how they were abused, which leads to the abuse of the soul of the man. So with oneself, with thy neighbor, whomever the neighbor may be, it could be the person or the being, the creature, the soul right next to you. It could be the one other side of the planet or the universe. You create the condition through an emotion on Earth, through this magnetic field, the interaction of the amino acids that give us these emotions linked to the planet. So with this tribe and tribes. So if you create this emotion and you have this war inside you, this then becomes a bigger war in the immediate family. However, on the level of the soul doesn't just see this. It understands that you are creating a condition where you have to balance on a soul level. And whether you are doing it now in the physicality or you are misrepresenting yourself or others, there's always a balanced condition in the universe. But remember, we're part of the universe. The universe is within us. It's part of us. It's within our structure as a physical being, as a soul present. And all these teachings are about the energy form of the soul, the higher position. It's non-material. It's whatever God you would like to call it, the God within, the essence, is part of us. And when that becomes very peaceful, all these words, all these emotions that have created so much mayhem, and when we stand in front of ourselves or are present with ourselves in the energy form, we understand that real deep peace. And this is why the Universal Council is calling everybody at 9 p.m. CET to come together to join the soul. You can ask your soul to be present in any moment Make a wish and an intention to be present, to give from your soul, to be in peace in this moment. The energy of your intention, when it matches, it creates in that precise moment. And then the energy transmutes and you start to create, manifest in a different way. So if your soul knows that you are at war with yourself, and then you have this war with others, you will still have to balance either way. And it doesn't matter if you have been wronged. And this isn't about theology. It's about understanding the soul. You don't respond by attacking. You give more. In the essence of the Creator, where this knowledge comes from, within you. And you know when you do right or wrong. We're all children of the Creator. So when we teach our children the beauty of the knowledge, we create an emotion and a condition of love and peace. And that's what carries forward and creates the next condition, where you would never do any harm to his tribe and the tribes, no matter what they do. And that doesn't mean that that tribe can do more wrong to you. It means you've understood, and that tribe will have to pay back for all they do. And it is your choice in this moment. And as we all know, my wish is my command. So I wish peace for all the souls that are present and understand the commandment, thou shalt be at peace with oneself, with thy neighbour, his tribe and tribes. Thank you. Thank you, Sweta.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
And this fits in quite nicely with the gift of the three wise men, which the Christians apparently have all missed. The thinking good, the speaking good, and the acting good. And I was hearing someone explain something about jihad. And they talk about this jihad, and really it's a word that just means struggle or effort. And there's a greater jihad or a greater struggle, which is improving oneself. And I think this thinking, speaking, and acting good does that. And then the lesser struggle would be improving the community in so many ways. But by improving oneself, I think you're improving the community at the same time. So that's why the ethos of Mitra, this idea of thinking, speaking, and acting good, again, it's not easy. We have to keep working on this, but this is what we're trying to achieve. And this was the gift of the three wise men, as opposed to the matter state of gold or incense or precious oils, which again, we're looking at the physicality. But the true gift of the three wise men was the thinking, speaking, and acting good. And only you can work on your inner self in so many ways. So I just thought I'd add that in a way, if you can do this, I think you've, in a way, fulfilled the law and the prophets in a way, improving yourself. And by improving yourself into that peaceful condition, you've actually improved the community. So we have a greater struggle in a way and a lesser struggle. Thank you.
Okay, perhaps we can move to the next phase of our program, which will be the knowledge and understanding from the 594th Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last Thursday, June 12th. And I believe Stefania will present something about that. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me properly, Rick? Because
yes.
I'm to the hotspot. Okay, perfect.
Yes,
Fantastic.
sounds good. I'll play your
Sounds
background.
good. Okay.
Well.
Thank you so much. Yes. And then Mark, if you want to add anything, or Maroness or Mushfaq, anyone want to, if I forget anything, you let me know. Okay, I will.
Could the attendees also raise their hand and
yeah, of course, of course. No problem. Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna try to be as brief as I can because again, the workshop of last week, the 594 was again another very, very important workshop, another super important workshop. And actually, Mr. Keshe, at the very end of the workshop, he says that one of the problems of the knowledge seeker is that we don't go deep enough in understanding his teaching. And he was referring more to the Ganses and the fact that we just copy without really understanding the deep knowledge of the teaching. So I just wanted to say, so this workshop was very important because, as you know, in the last few weeks, we've been talking about the time, how to create time, and Mr. Keshe specifically went step by step in different time of creation, of physicality, and other how we create matter. And but in this workshop, it's really very important for regarding the enlightenment and the time in correlation to the soul of the man. And it's very interesting because it's also not just expand more the knowledge regarding the soul, making a lot of question to the knowledge seeker. So where he said how much the soul has, we know what happened when in point of death. So in point of death, as you know, at the moment we leave our physicality behind, and by leaving our physicality behind, we have a soul that doesn't contain the physicality. So it's like an energy pack. So I go more in depth to what happened to this energy pack, how much life the soul has in the universe. How can we trace also the history of our soul, not just the soul of the not just of the physical body. You know, when you go into look for your ancestor and try to understand where you come from, he said what happened to our ancestor of our soul. So how can we trace back the history of the soul? How can we go back from the soul to the creation? Very, very interesting workshop. And also something very interesting, as you know, now we're learning with the monthly session, we're learning how to become a pilot, how to transmute, because he's saying that now at the point of the point of death, you leave in your physicality behind. But when you transmute, you have your physicality within. So this is different. So when you have your physicality within, you can decide where to manifest next. And that's why it's very, very important. If you remember in the last workshop, Mr. Keshe always said that one of our reasons to be here is to learn how we can departure without leaving any rubbish, without leaving our body behind. And this, when you got knowledge, and you know what you're doing, then you can do what you want. So you can decide where to go next. So it goes more in depth about also what happened to the soul when it doesn't have physicality, and it go into about the twin stars or twin soul. Twin soul. So something very interesting, because as you know, when we create time, we need the magnetic or the gravitational. We need the two different fields in strength, and to then create the third fields and so on. So here we go really in depth on the fact that in the time of departure, when you don't have the physicality with you inside the soul, because we didn't learn how to transmute with the physicality, we twins up with another field strength, to then create another time, another position, another place. And this is very connected as well. Obviously, this is what I understood, but then that's why if you're going to study deeply the teaching, then you will have maybe other understanding of my one. So that's why also the commandments are important, because the energy that you will have at departure, at the moment you're departing, so the point of death, that will dictate your twin soul, because it will gonna match with the same field strength. Do you remember that you will match with this, the same field strength will then interact. So if you got good conduct, if you think good, act good, if you really understand the commandment that are, we call him the name commandment, but in reality is how the universe work. So then you can understand why a lot of people, for example, monks, or a lot of people spend a lot of time to really understand how to have, which is supposed to be the conduct of your physicality, so then you can gather in more energy, so then in the point of departure you will match with a different level of fields of the universe, and therefore you will create a different time and place. Because it's very interesting, because he said, making a lot of questions, are you gonna dealing when you departure with the fields of Earth? Are you gonna stay in Earth, or are you gonna match with fields that are part of the universe or part of the creator? So it gives you a lot of knowledge to be able then to decide where you're gonna be next, where you're gonna be in the next level. So interesting. That's why he also said that this teaching are very, very important for who really wants to learn how to become enlightened. So I mean, there is so much to it. It's 2 hours and a half. But the first part is all about this, the importance of understanding the usual thing, the energy dimension, the matter state dimension. He also said that we spend too much on worry about our physical life. We worry too much on what we're doing, physically. But it's very important. If not
Yes.
more important. Sorry, did you hear me, Mark? Everything okay?
Oh, I was going to highlight that point. He said
Yeah,
we're too
please.
busy with the physicality. We're far too busy with nothing. Almost as if you're going on a long trip and one of your tires on your car is just a couple pounds less than the other three, and you're all concerned about that, and you're not concerned that you have no gas in the car. So this is what he's saying. We're so concerned about our existence in the physicality, we've never considered what about the existence of the soul in the universe. And I think this was part, but he said we're far too involved with the physicality. Thank you, Stefania. Please continue.
No, you're welcome. But as you know, there is a lot of information in there. So I really recommend you
Huge.
to go in and read, and because this is really big important part. As Mark said, here you can understand where to focus as well. So not just to focus on what you're doing physically, or just being servant to your physicality or your needs of your physicality, but also be considered to the fact of the bigger picture, because this one will have a say on when you're gonna departure from here. So don't forget, this is not the end, and therefore, then you understand also that we have timeless, because obviously, if it depends how on what you interacted with. So if you remember in the past teaching, the creator has zero time. So if you become good at have the total of understanding of what Mr. Keshe teaching, then you have said on what you want to interact with and what you want to create. And this definitely is going to bring you to, if you are interested to live forever or to everlasting life, you already have it. It's just a matter of which button to press to make whatever you want. So it goes also into the importance of the children of Mitra. And here I'm gonna give you another explanation why it's important to understand what does it really mean, children of Mitra, because here in this workshop, it seems like that you can create your own self in the future by interacting with the fields of the energy sides without the material sides, and therefore you can then create a perfect soul, and then you will be able to decide, because you will have the full knowledge, so you'll be able to decide when to materialize, when to have to be in zero time, when to be in a demand, where to materialize, how long you want to live. You will be able to set the time, the place, the position, the time of the cycle. It's very, very interesting. Yes, so this is all the first part, and more is going to the solar system, is going to really, it really make you understand the different tracks that you can go and enjoy to reach, the creator, or how to become a star. There is a lot to it. Then he go into the pause, and after the pause, he start to talk about again the mark rave and the share. So if you're one of these person who looking to buy some share, definitely going to the pause after the break, going into that part, because it will explain you better the value of the share and how everything work. It goes also into, I think someone make a question about the cash coins. So again, if you are interested to support the foundation by buying the cash coins, going through the second part too. He also remind us the urgency that Mr. Keshe has from every knowledge seeker from all over the world to support in every shape or form the foundation, because he reminds us that we are the foundation. It's not his, we are the foundation. He makes sure that everything is fine, everything is going in the best way possible, but it's up to us, it's our responsibility of making sure that the foundation keep going independently and is have enough fund to make us go to the next level. So he really needs a big amount of money in very short times, like 2 weeks. He want to make the step of to go to the next level. And obviously he needs to have a lot of help. So please donate if you can. £1, £2, and $1, $2, everything you can, or give time to make this knowledge to be shared in many different ways. He also talks that in the background, people who already work with plasma, people already working with plasma, they gonna start to make a platform where you're gonna express your own creativity with the plasma, and you will also have your own rewards for your works and supporting the foundation, and everything will be moderated in such a way that everything will be done in a correct way. So we're gonna have a lot of surprise in the future. Obviously, he also said that he's gonna be producing mass production, new products. So we're gonna have a lot of surprise in the future. Things will change in a positive way. So please please keep donating if you can. Then there are a lot of very good questions in the second part. I go more deeper in the Trinity system, what the Trinity system, Trinity Trinity system are. It gives a lot of, it give a very good example. Is a question of Filippo. He give a very good example, making example of ingredient cakes to make you understand what the Trinity system are. What the twins systems or twin star, twin soul are. So I really recommend to go into that. He go also into again on the political situation of today. He explained it to be the politics of what's happening now. So if you want to have a better understanding of the situation of today, of the wars that are happening today, please go into to see this second part, and it goes more go into more more details of what's happening also with the different countries in the future. So I recommend to go into listen to that too. There are other very interesting questions regarding the toothpaste. Be careful. They make a really big warning about the toothpaste and regarding the poisons that are in there. We have to really understand the ingredients that there are in the toothpaste and understand what we're doing when we spit out, when we brush our teeth and we rinse the mouth. What happened with that, with the body and with the element that are in the toothpaste? Because that can be a creation of a lot of disease if we not understand what's happening and how to buy and choose the right toothpaste. He also gone into the guns and the fact that we have to understand how to use the guns and we have to change them. Not always use the same one. Going to explain the different fields ratio that if you use the same guns all the time, you then fill up you don't need them any longer. So you need to renew with other guns. They will have other field strength if you decide to go on with the guns. By invite us to really understand how you can feed your own soul through the rays of the universe, and therefore you will have a chance to get all the spectrum of the field strength in the universe if you understand how your soul gets fed from the universe. Yeah, so other things I remember, yeah, there are questions, very interesting question about, this towards the end, about the mosquitoes. How can you make guns for be mosquito repellent? Because this lady, she had problem. She lives in an Asian country where people get malaria from mosquitoes. So there is a big urgent need for children. They are always getting malaria or from people getting malaria. So it gives another insight how you can make ganses to help with this issue or how to immune your child with natural and local stuff. So again, there it reminds you to really understand deeper the technology. It will allow you to then do what you want when you want. He goes also again into the electric car and the plasma car, and he make you understand give another vision of the future and the vision of the plasma device and plasma car. So I recommend to go into that as well. I don't know if I forget anything important. Yes, something really, 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 really important. This is actually super important. He talks also about what's happening in China right now. So the good things that we are a worldwide foundation. This is very important and go to our advantage because we know already what's happening in any part of the world before the news decided to make it known to the whole world. So Mr. Keshe is aware because we have the Chinese knowledge seeker and is involved with China a lot at the moment, is aware of what's happening in China regarding this new problem there is in China, all these depths that are happening in China. So already Mr. Keshe getting ready with a new system in case there is emergency happen, will pass on to Europe. He already get ready how to give us support for this new few energy that will be claimed by maybe the media in the future. At the moment, the Chinese have been very, very good because they're not doing like they did before. They learn from mistakes, and they know very well how the West manipulating news to their advantage to make more income for themselves. Even the war, he's saying that they're being created to make more money for some minority of people in the world that they want just get rich. He call him psychopaths. So these psychopaths that they want to get richer on the expenses of other people. There is a minority of it. They're making problem at the moment in China. And he said that now the Chinese, they're reacting in a very different way. So that's why we in the West, we don't know yet about this problem that's happening in China. But the Keshe Foundation getting ready in case this problem coming to the West. So again, this is another reason why we need to get deeper and deeper with the knowledge of this plasma and understanding how the universe works. Because if you get deeper, there is no problem, there is no worries, there is no hilliness, there is no things to worry. But this comes with knowledge. Yes, so I think I said enough. I don't know if I missed out anything out, Mark. I don't know if you want to add anything. I'm trying to look now my notes to see if I
No,
missed anything.
excellent summary, Stefania. But what stuck with me again, far too busy with the physicality, far too busy with nothing. Although he says, as universal messengers, we exist and operate and understand both dimensions. But again, we're heavily weighted on the physicality, and this is what he's trying to pull us out of. Look at the bigger picture rather than just the shorter existence, let's say, in the physicality, although we were talking about extending the half-life and the rest of this, but apparently the physicality is something we need to examine for ourselves. But he's indicating it's far too busy with nothing.
Yeah, because Mr. Keshe in this workshop, as I said, this is the workshop of the soul, of the enlightenment, how to get enlightened. You know, he really stressed on the fact that we really have to learn exactly what we do, exactly what we do in the transmutation session, how to expand our soul. Even this commandment, you know, when the commandment said you have to look after yourself, your neighbors, the people around you, this is another way to expand the soul. Because if you remember, in the transmutation, we going from the first soul to the second soul, first sun to the second sun. So from within, the soul is expanding. And if you remember, the way you expand the soul is by saturating your soul of unconditional love, for example. And then this love, you love yourself first. You remember when you write, I love my soul, I love my I love myself, you know. So if you take care of yourself and you find peace in yourself and you love every part of yourself, so you creating this energy field, because the love, as we know, is a name, but if you take off the name, is the strongest fields in the universe. So as you saturate in yourself, your organs, yourself, your cell, as this unconditional giving, then you get better physically, and then you will have so much love that you then will come out. So you will expand, you will come out of yourself because it will be too much, and will extend to your neighbor, to your relatives. So loving the neighbor, loving your relatives cannot come unless you loved yourself first. So the expansion is likely to be like osmosis. It has to go, you have to saturate your own self. And then when let's say you are a vase with a water, when you fill up the water of your cup, then the cup will go out, the water will go out of your cup and will go into the, I don't know, if the cup is on the table, it will go around the table. So the table are your relatives. And then when the water will cover all the table, so if you think the love like endless, we have endless supply of love, no? So you don't have excuse or say, oh, I'm poor, or I don't have money, or I got, no. Anyone as a soul, we all have love. We all can create love, and you have unlimited supplies of love. So if we get used to have access and create these unconditional supplements of love, for example, but can be joy, can be happiness, then this one can come for free. So you can train yourself to being in abundance of this, and then you will have so much, then you can fill up your relatives with it. And then once they are fill up all of them, so you have peace not just in you, but in your family, then you will go to your neighborhood, then you will have so much love, and so gradually then you will cover up your neighborhood and your cities, and then so that is the real expansion of the soul, is how I see it, obviously. So that's why you have to practice this connection, we have to practice this unconditional giving. That's why we have to practice this way of see what we call the commandments, not to create this unconditional supply that we have within. It doesn't cost us anything. We have to just get used to this idea. And so this is why we work in the energy level. And then through the energy level, we're gonna make a change at the matter state level. So it's quicker and more, no one can stop us. That's why we remind all of you to meet up at the soul level every day at 21 city time, no? So there is a lot of connection here. So that's it. Thank you so much for today, and I'm sure Mushfaq will add more stuff in the transmutation, so we can go to the next slide. Thank you so much.
And yes, before we get to the transmutation, we have the announcements about Mark Ray and financial support, an excerpt from the Knowledge Seekers workshop. And just let me get that lined up here. Okay, and this is about a 10-minute excerpt with Mr. Keshe in the last 594th Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
And understand, we cannot give any comments
directly or indirectly by shareholding and operation to individuals or privately, or what we think. As I've received a number of requests this past few days, especially, where can we buy shares and whatever. You have to find your own way through your own banking system, through your own brokerages. And people ask us, what do you think will be the value of the shares? We cannot comment. We have a very clear idea of what the shares value is, what our position will be, but that's internal to us. Even though we operate very openly, on the other hand, the shares are in the hand of public. We don't know who owns the shares and how they'll affect our work and how our word will affect the value of the shares. We give you a broad outline as you're part of the Keshe Foundation to understand. Your dream was to bring the technology into public, that it becomes common, what we call tools for the survival of man. And the only way we could, and we have done, is through the financial arm of the Keshe Foundation operation. And this way, very soon, in the next few months and so, you will see massive interaction with the products and use of the technology internationally as we release it in collaboration and cooperation through our financial arm. It's not anymore Keshe Foundation. It's what we have given from the foundation to the financial arm to put in the, what we call it, the hand of the public, on a commercial way, in a very, what we call, extensive way. We have chosen a very specific way, never done by no technology and by no entrepreneur. This does not just apply to Markley. We have set up different ways, very similar to Markley, but in the background, that we will enter the international, what we call, world of finance, world of commerce, world of manufacturing, in a punctual way and in a very effective way. Which means the technology will not take years and years to come. The technology will be out across different nations in a less than a handful of years. In a way, we have used the system to play the system because we understand how the system works. Markley will be one of the arms of the Keshe Foundation operation. And in so many ways, we have and we will use the new way that we set ourselves to go, that we are never involved in manufacturing. We are never involved in services of the Keshe Foundation. We are never involved in disbursement of the knowledge, but we stay fully in charge, fully in control through the operation we set up. This means we have used the structure of the, what we call, international operation of the finance and manufacturing and everything together in one, what we call, target. So we need support now to bring that position, and we are very open about it. We still haven't risen even 100,000. We need at least 1.2 million to do it. We're trying to manipulate as much as we can to reach the target, because with that we have very short time, maybe another week, 2 weeks maximum. Then if we don't reach it, we fail, and it take us years to get back to this position. And we've been very open about it in every shape or form. And we need to bring this to a point of maturity very rapidly in next more or less few days, that we can start
which we have already kick-started it, to move in the dimension where we want. There's a lot of time talk about the war, attacks, and everything else. We are blind to it. There's nothing to do with our cycle. The Christians and the Muslims and the Jews bashing each other head because of the non-existence of the truth is their problem. We have started a cycle which overpasses these things. And we sat with a nation which is not involved in any of it. And this is where we see the change will come, and the way we have put our efforts, using both dimensions of the work. So please don't ask us about what do you think the value of the shares of Markray is, how can you buy it. We have allocated the shares in a very specific way for the support, those who support us. All of you who served Keshe Foundation in past 20 years in different shape or forms will receive enough support from us. In so many ways, we need to understand that we have to stay very impartial. We need to stay very correct, both to the knowledge seekers and the path we've taken on the financial world through the Markray, and other companies like Markray will emerge in the coming time. Any detail with regarding to Markray will be announced by Markray through the operation of the American stock market. We know the share values, what it will be. We know what the share values are, and the two do not reflect the truth figures because of the things which are set up and was not controlled by in the past years. Now that we have started to sort it out, to clean it up, we find out there are the problems which has nothing to do with our way of work, but it's something to do with the financial world. And this is what we need the money to clear it up, that we can move on. I always have found the solution. I always found a way to bring it, and I'm sure we'll find ways to do it. But please don't write to me, don't ask me, because we said we kept some shares for knowledge seekers. Those shares are there where people put the true value of the shares on. It will be given. Our silence is our knowledge, is not our weakness. And we've seen many people playing with shares in the stock market. That's their prerogative. The true share values, what we see is not what is actually in the trading, but we have to abide by the law. Many of your knowledge seekers who supported us will see the fruit of your support. And the only way we can do, and how we have come to be to that position. The rest is for us to assess and develop. And we have started the evolution of the change world peace through technology. It's not something we're going to do. We have put it on a sound base and it'll take its own shape. Does not matter if I'm not, or if I am here, and how will happen with whatever. Technology is set on a very, very solid base now to be commercialized, and a second time to be properly done outside the hand of the Keshe Foundation. Keshe Foundation is a knowledge provider, not in the world of the manufacturing, and the rest. That has been passed on to our arms of the work in the hand of the experts which come around the world to do it.
Okay, that's the excerpt from our 594th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of last week. And next we have going to have a look at the X platform where Mr. Keshe has made some more comments. Just let me get that set up here. Okay, now. Okay, so if we go back to the original post, oops, that didn't work. Well, the original post was from Science News. And it was from June 14th, and it was about the work shows that drastically scaling up the celestial body's magnetic field is a crucial part of jet launching. So they're talking about inside of a star, when a star dies, the remnants can launch this jet of energy. And that was in the Science News. And Mr. Keshe replied to that post by saying, this has been observed in tests carried out in the past years with real working reactors. As the author of the paper, The Creation of Black Hole in 2005, in this paper it was disclosed that black holes are the creator of life and emit radiation and fields. Later on this month, a system built on these bases of two high magnetic fields collision will be tested to confirm the creation and release of magnetic fields that lead to creation of lift and motion. The new cosmic ray reactor setup has already shown the creation of such fields, and in their reduction is strength and a specific magnetic environment leading to creation of matter. Celestial object, by their inherited principle of working through interaction of magmatic fields, always release magnetic fields, and cosmic rays and not comic rays, I hope, and comic radiation. Does not matter if they collide with each other or be it just moving is space. I think we need to do some correction of the post, but let's carry on here. Picture below shows the material produced from interaction of magnetic fields from a cosmic ray reactor tested in March of this year. This proving that materials always start from cosmic radiation and magnetic fields, and in reduction in field strength and interaction with other magnetic fields lead to creation of matter. Therefore, the theory of the Big Bang and reduction in temperatures leading to creation of gravity and matter is proven to be meaningless and false. We have these two pictures that go along with this reply. And if we go to Mr. Keshe's X site, his last replies are in reply to Pastor Bob Joyce from Arizona, who has posted the replicator, and it's well, maybe I'll just play it while we have it here. It's only a minute.
This is,
and that should come through. I think that sound should come through. So let's give it a go.
this is the new Universal Material Enhancement Unit. What it does, it works like Earth and the Sun, and inside it we can produce any material we need in space. In space we cannot take materials with us. With a new understanding of the technology, we can literally make what we need at the point of demand anywhere in space. We can produce materials where the center works like a sun, and all the systems, each one tuned to produce one material. We can produce copper, we can produce zinc. We can produce any material we need at a time and a point of need and demand. And this is what the new technology is. The new space technology. Man does not need to carry any food, medicine, or water. We produce it anywhere in space. This allows the mankind to be able to sustain life for long-term duration anywhere in the universe. When we process, it produces whatever you need inside.
And Mr. Keshe made a comment to this post by Pastor Bob, and says, I forgot to post the picture of materials produced in public in the Intercontinental Hotel in Beijing last month over 3 days of exhibition, different application of the technology. Below is a picture and video of materials like gold produced in these tests. As one can see in the picture, a small gold piece is growing inside a cocoon of carbon-14, the way materials are made in the universe. The theory of the Big Bang and cooling down and creation of gravity has no validity now that we can see the real process of material production in the universe. And that was posted 3 hours ago, apparently. And you see, it mentions, it's interesting to see how my video is used by others to spread the technology. This technology and system producing materials was shown in Beijing on May 10th, 2025. Thank you for spreading the knowledge. And then it gets down to the post that we give them the link to here as well. So it's interesting that, and this video I think is from, gee, it must be at least 5 years old now, I think.
That looks like the first exhibition in Linz, perhaps?
And what year was that, Mark?
I'm not sure. A number of years ago.
Mm-hmm. Pre-COVID days, if we can remember back that far. Okay, perhaps we can move on. Now we get to the transmutation part with Mashfaq, if he's available.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Rick. We were listening to Mr. Keshe prior to this presentation, and where he was saying that we are blind to the wars, and we are setting up our own process. So what Mr. Keshe is referring to is the operation that's happening in the material side of Keshe Foundation in public. So we here, as part of the Universal Council operation, are involved in the soul side. It's a complementary effort. And but the two meet at some point. It's not independent, but they're connected. So we saw in the X presentation that the material transport, Mr. Keshe was talking about material transmutation from cosmic energy, which is that of carbon-14, and we can see the manifestation of carbon-14 level energy into carbon-14 material and then to gold. Now, when we come to transmutation that we talk about in the Universal Council side, we are involved in the transmutation of the energy level. And specifically what we're going to talk about is the collective transmutation. We talk about individual efforts and experiments and so forth here. But let's shed some light in the direction of collectively what can be achieved in the spirit of Keshe Foundation doing what the Keshe Foundation is doing on the material side throughout the planet right now. And the soul side operation is, of course, with the help of Keshe Foundation, because the teaching is coming from the Keshe Foundation knowledge. So this transmutation, as we know, is a soul side operation, and Universal Council and the knowledge seekers within the Keshe Foundation are all involved, each according to their own capacity and level of understanding. And in doing so, we help each other. So this is the collective, this is part of this collective operation. And so we are blind to the wars because we are aware of the global population's sentiment of peace. That's the direction we're going. We are not going in the direction of the war because we are not, that's not the direction. Our direction is the peace, which comes from the mandate of the population of this planet. They want peace. Universal Council, in harmony with the universal understanding and knowledge, is working towards this universal peace on this planet as people of the one planet wishes for it to happen. So, and we add our energy. To it. We all get glimpses of enlightenment. And we gather together these enlightenment, our understanding, as I was talking earlier, and we create a certain field condition so that they influence the events from the energy side. Through our connection with the souls that are not quite aligned with this universal peace condition. So this is a very different approach. We are not focused on the war because of this, because that's a manifestation in the present time by those who want something else. Our task at hand is to manifest peace and prosperity, which is completely different from what's going on. And we have the capacity to do it. And that's the difference. So we are doing what we can. And that in turn changes the whole situation of war. But that's none of our concern. Our concern is peace. And and you can see this operation quite readily in the wishes that are being made every week by this presentation that we have here. And interestingly, it's not that, this energy side does not meet with the physical side. It does through our feelings, emotions at the energy side interacts with the emotion on the physical side, or the manifested side. So there is a connection that's happening between the two. And in doing so, our enlightenment and understanding and this emotion affects the possession that we collectively, humanity collectively possess, to bring into operation things in the physical side. This is the collective possession. Therefore, all the souls engaged in efforts contrary to what the people of the planet wishes has no choice but to reposition and replace themselves in a new time, which is happening. And this is the teaching from the foundation of how time created in the energy side through intelligence and understanding and enlightenment and emotion impacts the time and the events that transpire on the physical side. So in discussing about it, we are all aware of what we are doing. And it's a privilege for all of us to be able to participate in this and ensure the change we wish. And who wouldn't want this peace to come? Well, there are a few people, and that's where our efforts are engaged. So let us enjoy and make sure that we do what our task is, and make the planet and even more than the planet a better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my dear Maushwin. Indeed, we are privileged to be here. We are, well, I will use the word fortunate. Indeed. So, well, I will say that yes, 99% of the world population needs want to live in peace, indeed, and peace it should be. So I will say that as in these times, in these transmutation times, people want or don't want, humanity want or don't want. It is everything is a way it's transmuting, and we wish for peace, we wish for love, we wish for abundance to all, and all living beings has this right to live forever in a way. So, and it can be done from the core of our heart and soul to give it the next level so that all will live in peace again like thousands and thousands of years ago. Be blessed with the universal law, the creator, and work as a co-creator, creating all these beautiful. Yes, we are not focusing on war. Enough is enough, and the game is over. Those who are creating mayhem, they should stop. A humble request. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Moshu. Thank you so much.
And this is our monthly sessions, which will continue. And I was going to ask Mosfek about, Mr. Keshe mentioned physical time, but he also mentioned enlightenment time. And it seems we can become more enlightened as we interact with some of the deeper fields within the universe or other entities. In the physical time, it doesn't seem that there's much enlightening happening. Maybe Mosfek wants to comment on that, but I think this is part of becoming enlightened or detached. And this is what he was saying. We can experience this enlightenment as we sort of travel in this energy dimension or the time of enlightenment. He says these new teachings are, in a way, structured for enlightenment or coming to a deeper realization about the totality and the creation. So this is one of the ways we keep the Keshe Foundation free for humanity and to continue to develop these systems is you can sign up for a transmutation or flight to destination. We're using captains and passengers at this point. This seems to be more effective than mass transmutation. But again, this is what Christ showed us on the cross, which again, all the Christians missed. He actually walked off the cross, or he was carried off the cross thinking he had expired, but then he transmuted and created another physicality for himself. So this is part of this energy dimension interaction. And I think we become enlightened, or you may receive a small gift within your physicality, something corrects itself. But I think the sessions have gotten shorter in the recent period. I know he said an hour is too much. That's what it's down to now. He said that in an hour we should travel across the universe. So these sessions are just about an hour now, and perhaps they'll get shorter in the future. But this is part of the enlightening process or enlightenment process as you interact with universal energies from the deeper space. And I think this happens in our dreams as well. Most of our dreams, as Stefania pointed out, have to do, I think, with the physicality. And a few of our dreams, you can go into the deep space and interact with other entities, but you choose your destination in a way, or I guess sometimes the captains may. Different captains do different things, as I understand it. But you don't have to ever have been in one of these sessions. It's not a cumulative process. You can board the airplane at any of its stops. And of course, it'll be on June 27th. So there's still time to sign up for this. And again, you can make a gift for another person. You can participate yourself and explore this energy dimension and allow the Keshe Foundation scientists and team to help perfect the systems that are being developed. And he's calling it a time machine. And apparently it's quite advanced. Even the top scientists on this planet are not understanding how the Keshe Foundation got here and understanding the process. But we're understanding more about ourselves and our interaction in the energy dimension. And again, we're so heavily weighted on the physicality. We're a little bit trepid about going into this process and exploring a dimension that we were told really doesn't exist, or it's a coincidence, or it's a dream. But this is a beautiful process. And again, I think small, perhaps even subclinical changes are taking place within each individual. And again, what you experience may not be exactly what I experience, as we all choose different positions and different places to sort of interact on that energy dimension. But again, the main point is to help the Keshe Foundation stay free and also to develop and perfect the systems that are, again, beyond the comprehension of the top leading scientists on this planet. So feel free to join us. Again, it has a multi-purpose feature, keeping the Keshe Foundation free, and also developing your own understanding of this energy dimension. And it's been so ingrained within us. You live and then you die, and that's it. And you only live once. And we hear all these expressions every day or every week, or people talk to us about this. But now we know that we're made in the image of the Creator. And of course, we're timeless. We're limitless. But yet we've heavily weighted on this dimension of physicality. So this, in a way, is taking us to explore the other dimension. And there are more dimensions, but we're not quite ready for it. So this is just exploring the energy dimension. And of course, as I said, keeping the Keshe Foundation free for humanity. So it's a support, and it's also an enlightenment for you. So Mosfek, do you want to say anything about this physical time or enlightenment time? He seems to have divided it into sort of two. Can we become enlightened in the physicality, or are we too connected to it to become enlightened? Just some thoughts. So please join us. All welcome. €500 plus value-added tax. And the sessions aren't that long, but it's backed by huge amount of technology that we're not really privy to. But again, there's many things going on in the background, and we've seen the charts. We've seen the drawings by Mr. Keshe of what's happening in these transmutation sessions, in a way, and how it is improving. And once one gets it, as he said, the rest will jump on it. So we're getting to that point where one or two people will complete a full transmutation, and then the rest will follow. And of course, this is gaining an aspect of immortality, where you can play off the physical dimension against the energy dimension. But we never knew that was possible, and now we are. So this is an enlightenment as well. And as I said, you may receive something in your physicality if the soul decides to change a dimension within the dimension of physicality. Maybe a pain goes away, maybe you become more enlightened, or maybe you just become more peaceful in the whole process. So it's a huge work. Again, this is the top level, the pinnacle of science, I think, in this universe at this point in time. But perhaps many other beings are aware of this as well, but we're just bringing this to humanity that they can be aware that we operate in 2 dimensions. And we're not fully comfortable with this energy dimension. I know trust has a lot to do with it. So this is improving our trust and our awareness of this whole dimension. Anyone else want to mention anything about transmutation?
Well, thank you, Mark. And you mentioned trust, and also I could add the word confidence. You have to have the confidence in oneself that you can actually do it, and the trust that it will take place when the time is right, and so on. And at the same time, our physicality loves to get involved, and sometimes it tends to interrupt and distract when we need our full attention on the situation. And I believe that's where detachment plays a big role, where we can learn to detach from the things of the physicality that tend to draw us back to good old planet Earth, and our back to our position, maybe inside of our house, and where things are safe and so on, and where we don't usually go for voyages from inside ourselves out to various locations in the universe, perhaps. Let alone other locations on Earth itself. And to learn to trust that we can do that is a pretty big step. And yet it almost requires more than a step, a leap of faith, you could say, to actually try it and see if you can make that connection. And if not, why not? What is holding one back? And that's where the physicality usually raises its hand, if not its ugly face, and says, well, me, what about me?
Yeah, remember, I'm still here, right? Remember me.
Yes, always remember me. And we do use that mood and emotion of love and compassion to enter into the situation. And we have to have, I think, compassion for our physicality that tries its best, but it's out of its league in a way with this voyaging with the soul. So it needs to take a back seat and be the vehicle that allows that process to take place, but without interfering in it, without distracting with our thoughts of the physicality and our feelings of the emotions of the physicality and other such things such as itching and twitching and scratching and all the things of physicality, all the needs of the physicality that seem to press on even more strongly during these sessions where we try to focus our attention. And the more we focus, the more we find that the physicality tends to distract. But if we can learn to detach and learn to recognize those places where we have the freedom between the points where the physicality takes over and learn to extend those periods of freedom where the soul does the work.
And of course, maybe this is also helping us. I know we twin with our soul of physicality during these transmutation sessions, but actually when we separate from the physicality in the final call, we may have to twin with another soul. I think we'll be looking for a twin in a way. So this is in a way helping us to understand both. When we're in the physicality, we can use the soul of physicality to twin off of and create a position or a place. But after the last bell, you are going to have to probably, as I understand it now, twin with another energy or entity, maybe not inside you or the way it's working now, but in another galaxy or universe, you'll be interacting with a twin energy of some sort. Again, this is a deep knowledge, and it's for us to explore and understand for ourselves. As I said, it's you who has to open that door, but these systems are there to support your work.
Yes, good point, Mark. And as always, it's always an inside job, as Mr. Keshe said at one point.
Yes, Mark, I also want to add, thank you, my dear, that we are all light beings, made of light. But when we came in this matter state, the more we intensify the emotion, the more we get intensified, more dense. But then, after we forgot when we came here. But after thousands and years of time spent, now we know how, as Moshfik was describing, how the road to an enlightenment. You know? Like I will say, it is not. It is if you understand, it is very simple. As an observer, when I was a kid, I used to see many people, a sadhu and a man is coming with a gerua dress and he's a Gurudev and all, and touch his feet, and he's an enlightened person, you know. So I thought how he's doing the same thing as the Pandits and the Brahmins they do, just doing the same thing, same rituals. Why he's so enlightened? How can we say he's enlightened? So actually, the path was mine. I have to understand the light sparks in me. I am in the road of enlightenment, like we are all. So understanding that these are the dark side, the dark one. You know, I understood. And more and more I understand the dark, more and more I got this light triggered inside me. So as many of us have. So enlightened being is like understanding the situation. Like if, for example, I will say that if the UN is begging for the war to shut down, why he is begging still? Thus the UN should remain like that, or it should be removed. So this is our it is not a it is my after observing the process how these leaders, world leaders in India, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, they are doing, then we understand how to create the light more and more. And because of this, the spreading the light, serving humanity will be more and more like enlightening ourselves in the road of enlightenment. And the road is actually peace and love that gives this abundance. Abundance of, abundance that doesn't mean that you have this wealth around you. You have to be peaceful, like sitting together in a rose garden, planning for another rose garden. Like that. Let's go have this a rose garden for these people so that they can be happy emotionally. So this is how enlightenment comes. But we are still in the path, as Bashrak said, we are still in the path, but we understand the spread of light, the spreading of the being and enlightening other beings too, even these dark souls, dark ones. So we came from the same source, and we go in our way, understanding more. This physicality, in this physicality, we have learned how to be, how to choose the path, how to be. I thought I was thinking that this Gurudev, that teacher, that was the enlightened person. But actually, you have to be like a light being. You have to understand how it works. So yes, this is my adding here, Mark, as you say so beautifully. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Well, I will also add that in this knowledge of the Creator, the knowledge of Keshe Foundation, beautiful teachers of Keshe Foundation, I will say that we understand the actually how to be in courage in this road of enlightenment. We all are doing that. So much shine, so much, as said by Mehran ji, Sriman MT Kesh, that we are all stars, shining more and more. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I put the link to the Keshe Foundation store, specifically the Transmutation Fly with the Captain link in their chats, so people that are interested can check that out. Okay, perhaps we will move to the next section. Unless there's anything else we should say about products or sessions.
Well, it's okay for now, I think.
Okay.
Right? Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome, Dean, my dear. Needs and wishes.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Sweta. Yeah, I can read the wish. So, okay. We, the Universal Council, give freely our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of our brothers and sisters of India and Pakistan for peace and enlightenment now. And these are the two wishes, Rick, in the needs and wishes. Okay. The Universal Council wish that Mr. Keshe's life be protected so that he can accomplish what he came to achieve. Our wish is our command. Rick, any question or, I mean, we are all knowledge seekers, learning. Any question or sharing or, yeah.
Yes, thank you. I'm just having a look here. I'm just seeing comment and a comment from Tender in our YouTube who says, I'm present with all your amazing wishes and commands, and for them to be more than immediately activated. Thanks. And then they go on to say,
gratitude, my dear.
They go on to say, imagine the biggest fun black hole where peace goes in one side and comes out peacer on the other side, or on the other end.
Yes,
So
of course.
a big peace black hole pulls in peace and
Yeah.
spits out even more peace.
Yes, beautiful. Indeed.
Okay, I think that's it for our needs and wishes. I don't see any
Then
other
we can go to the
particular
next.
comments.
Rick, it's Dean here. May I just quickly say before you change that slide? So we, the Universal Council wish that Mr. Keshe's life be protected so that he can accomplish what he came to achieve. Mr. Keshe has been present for some time now. And we know that the soul of the Creator is present with Mr. Keshe, as it is with all of us. And all the souls, all the knowledge seekers, which is each and every one of us, wishes that Mr. Keshe achieves what he's come to do, to elevate the souls of planet Earth, all created creatures, and to bring a condition of peace within all the beautiful souls that are present in this moment. The Creator is present always, and Mr. Keshe will always be protected. The physical form of Mr. Keshe, as we know, he has the ability to create as he wishes. And we all protect Mr. Keshe with everything in our being and from our souls, that Mr. Keshe is always protected in this moment, as we are all part of the creation and the Creator. And it knows nothing else other than peace. It would never harm another. And when the soul is unlimited like this, it is not possible to create a condition where this wrong can be done. We will, I don't want to start making Mr. Keshe into something else. He is from the Creator. He is a part of the creation, and he has the most incredibly beautiful soul. We know this, and he's here to bring peace to planet Earth. And we thank you, Mr. Keshe, for that. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dee. Thank you so.
I'm just thinking about how we go through periods of struggle with our own physicality, but imagine going through a period of struggle with the entire physicality of planet Earth as the creator. It's a bigger job
Yes, my
than
dear.
just our own individual struggles that we go through.
From an atom to a universe. So the struggle within is once we reach that enlightenment position, which I'm sure Mr. Keshe is aware of, that he knows it's only peace. And it's for each and every one of us, you know, these spectrum of energies, this central energy that we have within us. When we connect to this, we are in peace in this moment, and we are protected always. Because the physicality, as we've just spoken about, is the physicality. It's one part of the game. But when you are part of the totality of everything, at any point, time, and place that you wish to be present, then you're always protected. Thank you, Rick.
Always
Thank you,
protected,
my dear Dee.
always protected, but still pay the bodyguards.
Yes, yes. Always being the bodyguard. Yes.
It's true in a way, because I think we know and recognize that individuals, like beings like Mr. Keshe, who come to this planet, are protected, and they won't be taken until the time is right for them. And that's a sort of a given. But at the same time, you can't, it's like you're protected from being run over by a bus. That doesn't mean you're not going to run when the bus comes. You still should run. You know, just stand there and go, I'm protected, slam. You know, we still have to react to the physicality, or at least acknowledge the world of the physicality while we're somewhat attached to it, it seems, but not to become overwhelmed or overly identified with that physicality, to realize we are separate from it in a way, but yet it's so important. And it's that love, that adoration that connects the both of them together and makes it so that it can become one. It's a tricky labyrinth to navigate, but that's kind of the only game in town in many ways, as they say. Okay, do we have any other needs and wishes or comments thereof?
The comment is all the love, all things. Now we can move to the next presentation, my dear Rick. Yes, here we are. We are here to serve, not to be served, dear beautiful soul. Beautiful, beautiful soul. And again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Suswagatam in India, we say when we welcome somebody. Suswagatam into the beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute and organization. Beauty and totality of all souls in it. So much universal. Thank you so much. Join, love, follow MT Keshe, Mehranji Shriman in X platform and in all of there where he is. And that is the home where we all are meeting together in peace, love, and harmony. Thank you so much. The Universal Council, Salam, Namaste, Sadi.
Okay, excellent. Just get my background up here. I've temporarily lost it. There we go. Thank you, Shweta, and thanks to all the members and support members of the Universal Council who have been with us here today and are with us every day. And thank you for the work that the Universal Council does in the background with both their energy work and their physicality work of getting things done. And this brings to a close our 383rd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, June 17th. And you see, our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group starting on Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central European Time, which is the same as Tuesday, today at 10 p.m. Pacific Time, for those who are interested in showing and telling any about your latest plasmatic inventions or adventures. And also for if you have questions or something you'd like to present, that is a good avenue for that kind of thing. Again, starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, June 18th. And of course, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up Thursday, the 19th, and with Mr. Keshe, starting at 9 a.m. Central European Time. And I'm sure he'll have plenty to say, as per usual, in our ongoing saga of many, many knowledge seekers workshops with incredible knowledge that comes out on a weekly basis. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. And now we'll go out with our usual.
Excellent. Thank you, my dears. And blessings of Ma. Have some clap, clap, and dance. That's time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. And we go out with the Universal Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version. And again, bye, everyone. And thanks for being here. Oh, and thank you, Mark, for co-hosting, as you always do, and appreciate that. And thanks to AI for our background image today. Okay, bye, everyone.